Well, hello everyone, this is Emrys from cruisehive.com. We've got a significant cruise news update with all the latest headlines from the week, including those much anticipated technical guidelines for resuming cruises. Wow, what a week of cruise news it has been. We've had all kinds of new developments, but of course the most significant is that the CDC has finally released technical instructions for cruise lines to resume operations. And we'll get into all that very soon indeed. We've also got news from Royal Caribbean taking delivery of the shiny new Odyssey of the Seas and new UK summer sailings. Also updates from Norwegian Cruise Line Carnival-owned cruise lines, MSC Cruises and Celebrity Cruises. There's so much going on at the moment, so let's get started. Anthem of the Seas will be sailing like many others from the port of Southampton from July 7th 2021. Given the massive efforts by the emergency services, NHS, social care sector and armed forces over the last 12 months, the line is offering 999 free rooms to UK residents in these professions. Royal Caribbean will be offering guests two options for a cruise around the British Isles this summer. Anthem of the Seas will be sailing on a 4-night ocean getaway on July 7th, while July 15th will see the launch of 5 to 8 night cruises with several port of calls in destinations such as Liverpool, Kirkwall in the Orkney Islands, Scotland and Belfast, Northern Ireland. These itineraries will be open for vaccinated guests only and on sale from April 7th. Guests under the age of 18 will not need to be vaccinated, but should show a negative test result. Pre-registration for guests eligible for one of the 999 free staterooms will open on April the 13th. So write that date down, April the 13th they open up. The day finally arrived for Royal Caribbean as Odyssey of the Seas has been delivered from Mayor Werft. She is the 25th ship in the fleet and comes after delays due to the global pandemic. The festivities took place virtually in a live broadcast on Facebook that included performances and speeches from the cruise line and shipyard executives. There is much anticipation for the new Royal Caribbean cruise ship as she will be the first to offer sailings out of Israel, starting in May 2021. She will sail out of Haifa and offer a combination of 3 to 7 night itineraries through October. On Friday evening, the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which is also known as the CDC, surprisingly released the technical instructions as part of the second phase of the conditional sailing order. And to be honest, it looks even more complicated for the cruise lines and ports. So here is the brief list of what the new instructions cover. Increasing from weekly to daily the reporting frequency of COVID-19 cases and illnesses. Implementing routine testing of all crew based on each ship's colour status. Updating the colour coding system used to clarify ships' status with respect to COVID-19, decreasing the time needed for a red ship to become green from 28 to 14 days based on the availability of onboard testing, routine screening, testing protocols and daily reporting. Creating planning materials for agreements that port authorities and local health authorities must approve to ensure cruise lines have the necessary infrastructure in place to manage an outbreak of COVID-19 on their ships, to include healthcare capacity and housing, to isolate infected people and quarantine those who are exposed. Establishing a plan and timeline for vaccination of crew and port personnel. So this comes after growing calls for the CDC to actually end its conditional sailing order. However, the CDC has remained firm, and from what we've seen in the newly released guidelines, hope of cruises returning by June are looking a bit doubtful, to be honest. There are no plans until the next phase to allow test sailings, and no clear time frame on resuming operations out of US ports. The focus was very much on crew vaccination and the need for cruise lines to work with ports on a number of health measures. We've got all the coverage over on cruisehive.com and further highlights of the technical instructions. Also, please do let us know what you think about the newly released instructions from the CDC in the comments below. Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings has confirmed to crew members that they will need to be vaccinated to work aboard the vessels. This impacts all cruise lines owned by the company, including Norwegian Cruise Line, Regent Seven Seas and Oceania Cruises. This comes as many cruise lines are pushing forward with plans to resume cruises safely. This could also be a hint of NCL introducing new vaccinated-only sailings in alternative markets. A redeployment announcement is already expected very soon indeed, and we've covered that over on the website. Apparently, a recent crew survey revealed that many crew members are already planning on being vaccinated in their home countries to prepare for a possible resumption of cruises in the summer. So as a result of the survey and expert guidance, all crew members and officers will have to be fully vaccinated before returning to any cruise ship. Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings advises that crew do get vaccinated by an approved brand as soon as possible. Those who can't get vaccinated will need to wait until these vaccinations can occur on board. The iconic British cruise line Cunard line had an impressive day of bookings on March 31st when it released its UK domestic sailings for this summer. Cunard had its biggest day in a decade due to the huge demand for summer UK domestic cruises. Queen Elizabeth will be sailing cruises between July and October 2021 around the UK coastline out of Southampton. And according to Cunard's president, on the recent Centenary World Voyages, all but one suite is sold out, an indication that cruises are ready to hit the seas once again. There will be a total of 10 British Isles voyages and 3 Sun voyages lasting between 3 and 12 nights. Queen Elizabeth is the newest ship in the fleet at almost 91,000 gross tons and a guest capacity of over 2,000. The ship will sail for fully vaccinated guests only due to the successful rollout across the country. Celebrity Cruises has announced another Homeport for the summer season. Wow, they've been really busy. The cruise line will be redeploying Celebrity Silhouette to the British Isles to join a host of other vessels sailing under the UK's reopening of the domestic cruise industry. The cruises on board Celebrity Silhouette will be going on sale from April 6th onwards. Setting sail from Southampton this July 3rd, the ship will embark on a series of 6 to 8 night itineraries around Britain's coastline. The vessel seems to be sailing more on the UK's northern shores as the itinerary sails from Southampton in southern England with ports of call in Belfast, Northern Ireland, Liverpool, England, Glasgow, Kirkwall and Inverness in Scotland, and a stop at the scenic Isles of Portland in Dorset is also included. The vessel will be doing a number of scenic sailings as well. And finally we come to MSC Virtuosa, which will debut with UK domestic sailings from this summer. Her maiden voyage will depart on May 20th, 2021 out of the port of Southampton. The voyage will be the first of a series of 3 and 4 night mini cruises before she begins 7 night cruises from June 12th. The new MSC cruise ship will sail from England and Scotland for the week long offerings. As expected, these new cruises from MSC will be for UK residents only. The cruises are open for all guests, and yes, including those who have not been vaccinated. However, those who are not vaccinated will need to show proof of a negative test that has been conducted up to 70 hours before embarkation. All the details of those major stories from the week can be read in detail over on cruisehive.com. We've also got even more news from a very busy week in the industry, including the Carnival Cruise Line president taking a tour of the new Terminal 3 at Port Canaveral, the US Travel Association joining calls to lift the conditional sailing order, P&O Australia extends its suspension down under, confusion over cruise ships returning to the US Virgin Islands, calls for caution ahead of the UK restart of operations, and a lot more. What a crazy week it has been. Thanks again so much for taking the time to watch the video. If you did find it informative at all, then please do feel free to like and subscribe on YouTube. We'll make sure you're kept up to date on YouTube and over on the site every single day. I'm Emrys from cruisehive.com. Thanks again everyone for your time, and I'll see you all soon.